We begin tonight with a Channel 11 exclusive and a family demanding justice.
The family of 20-year-old Treonna Washington is heartbroken and angry over the senseless loss of a young woman who they say was friendly to all and lit up every room.
She was loved. The moment she walked into the room, it lit up. I keep hearing everyone say this 20-year-old woman, but she was a baby, and she was our baby. She was our baby, and she didn't deserve that.
Today, we will be in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, located about 45 minutes northwest of the second biggest city in the state, Pittsburgh. Aliquippa is best known as the location of a productive steel mill that the Jones and Laughlin Steel Company constructed in the area alongside the Ohio River beginning in 1905. Employment at the facility sustained a population of around 27,000 people in the 1940s. However, the mill closed in 1984 during the collapse of the steel industry during the 1980s and was demolished in 1988. This major economic loss alongside suburbanization caused a major population loss through the end of the 20th century. Many of the city's businesses have left since the closing of the mill. This has left the city economically depressed, with the crime rate dramatically rising over time. On August the 16th, 2024, on the 1200 block of Wade Street, in the heart of the city, a woman walking her dog in the early morning hours would make a grim discovery. For one family in western Pennsylvania, life has been hitting them hard with back-to-back tragedies. From the young to the older, there has been a series of events that have left many loved ones crushed. If we go to the city of Washington, Pennsylvania, that is about 45 minutes south of Aliquippa, a young woman by the name of Treonna Washington called the city of Washington home. Born September 8, 2003, she was her mother and father's first child, and it was love at first sight for both the parents when she came into the world. Though Treonna had both of her parents growing up, according to her father, she was primarily with him. And speaking on their relationship, her father, Trey, would say he was a single father with her. They grew up together, learned together, and were trauma bonded together. She was literally his twin, and he went on to say that it's been joked about all of her life that she could have been his junior. Trey, by all accounts, was a very involved father for Treonna her whole life, and even after becoming a father to more children, he made sure to have a special bond with her still. Love was definitely all around Treonna, and she also shared a special bond with her paternal grandmother, Kristin, and her aunt, Courtney. She was described by loved ones as a genuine person, full of passion and love, and had a heart of gold. Throughout her school years, she made plenty of friends, and if you were her friend, she was more like your sister because she was so down to earth and relatable to many. In spite of all the positive in her life, in her junior year of high school, at only 17, she was tragically shot and lost her ability to walk. But she was determined to not give up and set a goal to make it happen, to get back on her feet. Like always, her father was there by her side, step by step, cheering her on and lifting her up. The father-daughter duo truly had a bond that was unbreakable. This is what Trey, who was also a community activist, shared about his daughter. I've been through a lot, more than most, and I have never felt pain like this, a fear like this. I have so many thoughts and emotions going through me right now, so much anger and rage, but all of that is not for here. My baby was not raised to be weak. Out of all my children, her journey has been the closest to my own. She has been through it for her short 17 years on this planet, but she has never shielded away from adversity. She has never been discouraged by a challenge. When all chips are stacked against her, all she sees are Pringles. My firstborn was shot. My only daughter, my 7-year-old, is traumatized. I have so much I want to say, but I'll try to watch getting it out on this app emotionally. What I will say is this. My baby wasn't supposed to be walking right now, but my baby set a goal, and anyone that knows Unique knows that when she puts her mind or her feet to something, she's going to get it done. Her goal was to walk, and walk she did. Sadly, he became a part of a growing number of parents in the Black community that have to deal with the rampant gun crimes amongst Black children. However, the blessing was Treonna made it and will walk again. Her father said he would have given anything to trade places with her when she was in that hospital bed and was by her side day in and day out. Over the next year after the shooting, Treonna entered into her senior year at Washington High School and graduated with the class of 2022. However, in another tragic turn of events, around the same time on May 11, 2022, another shooting happened at the family home, and Trey's mother, 58-year-old Kristin Barfield, was shot. According to court documents, 3 men intended to shoot Kristin's son, Trey. They drove by the home around 5 p.m. and fired multiple shots, but apparently missed Trey and struck his mother. Also, one of the alleged suspects was a family member.
So I just talked to the daughter. She said her mother was a loving, doting grandmother who just wanted to spend time with her family and go to church. An innocent victim by senseless gun.
The most beautiful soul I've ever known, loving, caring. She doted over her grandchildren.
58-year-old Kristin Barfield, a mother and grandmother, was at 5 p.m. Tuesday while sitting on her Ridge Avenue front porch, listening to music and enjoying the sunshine.
An emotional day for the family of a Washington County grandmother who was shot right on her front porch. Tonight, her accused went before a judge.
Friday morning, a judge ruled the prosecution presented enough evidence for the case to move forward. 3 people appearing in court, all charged in the case. 15-year-old Tyreek Moss, 30-year-old Brandon Allen, and the most recent 17-year-old Juan Worthy.
Gratefully, all 3 involved were caught, but the hole that was left in the family is shattering. For Treonna, who is Kristin's first granddaughter, losing her grandmother was also losing her best friend, she said. It is so hard to get through every day without you. My heart hurts so bad. Feel so alone. I really need you right now. I miss you so much, and this is not fair, Graham. I just want you to come back because I really don't know how I'll ever be okay again. I won't ever be okay. I can't ever go to Washington because it makes me feel so much more pain. I love you so much, and I don't understand why this happened to you, and I'm so upset, and rightfully so, as she should be. Kristin didn't deserve what happened to her and was a loving mother and grandmother. The family would do their best to move forward, and by the next summer, Treonna had gotten her own first place at 19 and was figuring life out as an adult. During this time, she was in a relationship with a young man by the name of Jason Banks Jr., who was 5 years older than her and eventually moved to the town he was from, Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. However, it was not clear when she initially moved away from the city of Washington. Treonna had dreams and was in the process of making music and was said to be good too. As for Jason, he was into music himself, and according to his social media, he was a digital creator. However, the young couple were not in the best situation, and their relationship was unhealthy. On Friday, August 16, 2024, Treonna and Jason were seen outside having some issues on Limar Terrace and Wade Street that were caught on the camera. The video would show Jason harming Treonna shortly before 7 p.m., grabbing her by her hair, hitting her, and trying to push her down a flight of stairs. After the DV took place, a few hours would pass, and another camera showed Jason, Treonna, and another person walking towards Reed Street shortly before 10 p.m. that Friday. Within minutes of them being seen on camera, a single gunshot was heard on the footage. A shot fired call was made to the Aliquippa Police Department, and when they arrived out there, they found nothing. Then around 4 a.m., police said a woman was walking her dog early Saturday morning when she tragically found Treonna's body in the alleyway on Reed Street. When police arrived at the scene, they determined she sadly had been shot in the head, and a spent .40 caliber casing was found nearby. As the news spread about the shooting, many people who knew Treonna already had their suspicions on who did it. Authorities ended up speaking with the other man that was walking with Treonna and Jason, and he told police he didn't see the shooting, but heard one gunshot and said Jason was standing over her body and said to him, "Don't say nothing, don't tell nobody." As the investigation continued, it would take only 3 days before Jason Banks Jr. was picked up, charged with the unaliving and DV.
Police sources tell us that body was found right here on the ground by this railing and these stairs in this alley on Reed Street, right behind these homes.
I heard on the scanner that somebody called. It's like it's so often anymore that you don't hear it. Like you hear it, but you don't hear it.
A woman walking her dog discovered Treonna's body in an Aliquippa alleyway early Saturday morning. She'd recently moved there. Police say she was shot in the head and they ruled it. Her close-knit family shattered by the news.
You hear these stories all across America. This is not just a body found in the alley, you know? This was done. This is our baby.
Treonna's mother, too grief-stricken to speak, wanted to share this photo with her daughter from a recent wedding. The family gathered today, a little more than 2 years after another tragic loss. Treonna's grandmother was on her front porch in Washington.
It's like getting struck by lightning twice. It wasn't just 2 years ago that I was up there doing an interview with you about my mother.
I witnessed my mother's 2 years ago in front of my face, and I thought that was the worst thing I could ever see.
Treonna's father told me he's grateful for the outpouring of support, and he said these two tragic incidents are not related.
My family just went through a tragedy, you know, and I don't want people to think it's connected. You know, this is an isolated incident.
The family has gone through so much, and what happened to Kristin and Treonna should have never happened. Both of their lives mattered, and both should still be here. Treonna was so young and never had a chance to get married or have children, and all her dreams were stolen from her. She was also so excited about turning 21 on September 8th of 2024, and now her family has to plan a funeral instead. Another beautiful soul with so much to live for. These young people are not even getting a chance to grow up or grow old. My heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with all the loved ones. And also, don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for their family in this difficult time. And hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.